Whoa, something broke on the full cam for a second there. Anyway, check out Kemi's stream. I mean, not stream, her Bandcamp. Also, check out Kemi's stream, actually. She is responsible for the music that plays at the start of my stream. But anyways, today, we're doing more Great Ace Attorney. It's been a while. Probably about a week and a half, I think, since my last stream. Because I've been busy working, leading life, opening card game stuff, selling said card game stuff, and just living a life outside of my stream for a while. Anyway, here we go. Wait, what is with the... Why is it overloading? Fuck, what do you mean it's overloading? Let me look at the settings. Let me look at the settings. Yeah, it's normal settings. Alright, no. My laptop's just probably being crazy. No, it seems fine. Alright. Anyways, I hope y'all been good. And what the fuck did I last do? I know what I saw. My eyes never let me down. My sense of direction is a little off sometimes, though. I have no idea what I last did. Miss Beat, nobody's questioning what you've told us. The hell we aren't. I saw it that evening. I saw it clearly. The little Easter man with the whiskers. Whiskers? What the hell? And the funny curved back, slinking away from the scene. I mean, he did slink away. Ha. I know what I didn't see at all. I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying through the sky. Ooh. All very clear. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction? Oh, yes. Well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I always end up at the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Rolly. He never gets he gets ever so crossed. Excuse me! She said something she shouldn't have said.
Hostile forces detected. Arming
Whoa.
raid defenses.
Chuni Clan, thanks for the raid. Yo, what up? Let me shout him out. It has been a while. Indeed. I'm trying to figure out what's going on my computer that's causing it to slow down a tad. I mean, it's mostly okay. If anything, let me close Chrome. What's going on here? It's probably Chrome acting up. You guys were playing D4DJ. Ooh. What have y'all been up to? And thank you for the raids. Raiders, thank you for dropping in. I'm hoping my RAM is not the thing that died. I mean, I guess we're not going to stream super long today just in case something happened and I can take a work on my computer and see what's going on. Maybe it's because I need updates. I did miss some updates. Oh, you know what? It might be because my battery's not full. No, not internet problems. It's probably because my laptop's not charged. Also, yeah, other updates and stuff. Windows 10 breaks a lot if you don't update things, and I didn't update in the last week or so. Is it lagging for you guys or something? No, it's not the RAM. I mean, things are functional. Is it lagging at all for you guys, or is it fine? Because it looks fine from my end. But for whatever reason, OBS is reading as encoding overloaded. Might just be OBS acting up too. No, sir. No problem, sir. I've been playing this game the last couple times. The last time I streamed, but then like, I was supposed to stream last night, and I was supposed to play Monster Hunter Rise. Alright, we're back. We're live. I think I found out what was going on. One of the antivirus programs running in the background was trying to bug out. Well, I say antivirus program, but it was just Malwarebytes, and I was using the free one and I hadn't renewed it, so I closed it. And then now it stopped bugging the fuck out. Malwarebytes was bugging the fuck out. Yeah. It's running much better, hopefully. Hopefully it's not buffering for you, because I do have it set to 1080p, so that might also cause a problem. But yeah, I found a problem. Fucking Malwarebytes was buffering. Yeah, as soon as I did that, my CPU dropped right back down to 50%, 40%-ish. It's gonna be hovering at that because I'm running OBS. But we're good, we're back. I hope everyone is still here, chilling. I hope you all good. Wait, I don't think I read the previous one. Hold on. You mean Mrs. Beat lost her way on the night of the incident? Well, you see, I sent her off to find a police box in the next beat over from mine. But she was gone a fair bit longer than what I was expecting. I thought she'd be back inside 10 minutes, but my darling was gone a good 15. Oh, Rolly, you're such a tease. Anyways, Rin, how you been? But the reason I was so long was because of the bouquet, silly. The bouquet? Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about now? What now? It was a present for our wedding anniversary. Rolly's so romantic. He saved up for it with farthings and halfpennies he found in the gutter while doing his rounds. Yes, how romantic. I've forgotten all about it until just now. Had you, my darling? Ah! Ah, yes. Oh, yes. But that was just between us. No talking about it to anyone else, darling. You have to promise. Really? Oh. What was that all about? Constable Beat looked very obviously troubled during that exchange. I'm afraid I can't offer any useful insight, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm quite sure of one thing. We have to ask Mrs. Beat about the bouquet. That bouquet, Mrs. Beat, that bouquet you just mentioned. I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please. There was no bouquet. Was there? Oh, really? Yes, I'd love to. Uh-oh. We found something. What happened was I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while. You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime? Yes, that's right. I was so upset. When we ran over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back, I was so shocked I dropped the bouquet Rolly gave me. It was in a dark spot where the streetlights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice at first. Then you went to the police box and reported to the policeman whose beat it was on. Yes, and I came back to the scene together with the other constable, you see. That's when I spotted my bouquet again, but the funny thing was when I went to pick it up, it was nowhere near the victim's body at all. In case you need reminding, Mrs. Beat, the victim is not deceased. The victim was knocked out cold, though. Shenanigans, I tell you. I was all afluster for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road. Your husband, presumably? That's right, silly me. I'd gone over the wrong side of the street. Although I'm going to blame the bouquet this time. I can't think how it got there. You really can't. Across the street. The bouquet wasn't moved, I think. I want to think the body was moved. So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Road to the opposite. Curious indeed. Isn't it? But the worst of it is, I forgot to pick the bouquet up again when we left the scene. The beautiful rose Rolly brought me with that change from the gutter he spent so long collecting. By bouquet, do you perhaps mean this sorry solitary rose? Oh! Yes, that's it. It's not a bouquet, that's just a rose. That's the bouquet Rolly brought me for our anniversary, with old bits of change he found in the gutter. Maybe just call it a rose. Tell us, Lord Van Zeeks, where did you come by the flower? Just gotta love how much more animated this series has become. Right? Dude, imagine back in the day if we had this? Oh my god! Like, I will say this, the 3DS had it right with 5 and 6 from what I saw, although I didn't finish the games. But in this game takes it, like, to another level, even though it was on the 3DS as well, and they ported over to Switch and PS4 and PC. Did they do a PS5? No, they did not. I'm playing it on the Switch because I want a physical copy, and I didn't want to import. According to a report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Gardeep household. In front of the Gardeep's house, although it wasn't noticed until the morning as it lay there where the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be of no relevance to the case since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Could I have it back now, please? No, you cannot. Fair enough. Yeah. No, I think for good measure, this rose should be added to the court record as evidence. Yes. Oh. Time to inspect it. But it's a symbol of our love. Yeah, well, it's also court evidence. An English rose. It's a beautiful, such a beautiful flower. Ah, this is a rose, is it? I've never seen one before. How have you not, what? Do you not take an interest in flowers, Mr. Naruhodo? See, I don't take an interest in flowers and I've seen it. I wouldn't say that exactly, but I do know 3 types at least. Gosh, 3? Yes. Plum blossom, peach blossom, and cherry blossom. Perhaps you should consider branching out, learning some that aren't fruit tree based, for example. Gotta love Meiji era court, right? Keck W indeed, man. Meiji era court, and you don't know shit. Oh boy. Does it just say the same thing? Yep. Come on. Come on, give me some new stuff. So how was stream for you guys anyways? It's very stylish paper the file is wrapped in, isn't it? Like, were you guys streaming as a team on the team channel? I know, pretty Gucci overall. I know, like, one dude streams straight up on the channel often. But, God, I'm trying to remember his name and I'm blanking. Or did you stream on the channel? It's just an old newspaper, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, I suppose it's because I'm not used to seeing English print. It looks so exotic to me. It was me this time. You're thinking Megane, our exclusive stream. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking. Haven't seen him in a while either. Okay. I haven't been streaming myself much either. I've been really busy with work. And I'm getting home tired. On top of, like, dealing with opening and sorting Quince 2 and trying to sell shit. And then somehow I ended up with, like, Data Bullet after trading the Miku SSP for Data Bullet, for a Nino Climax OFR, and $120. I haven't built things out of set 2 yet. I'm gonna work on the Miku waifu deck first. But, I also plan on trying to see what I can build out of it that makes a decent deck. I need set 1 is the problem. Like, I don't own set 1 at all outside of Miku RR pluses and an uncommon and below playset, and maybe a couple rares. It is not 2, Richard. It's still 1. I haven't been streaming. But yeah, I need a test. And then on top of the fact that in a couple weeks, Hololive JP comes out, and I bought a playset of that plus all plus all 7 TDs, like a playset of all 7 TDs from Mike Chang. Yeah, Hololive, bro. We in there. Yeah, episode 4, Richard. Like, the last time you were here was episode 4 as well. When you drop in, that was the last time I streamed. I suppose it's because I'm not used to seeing English print. It looks so exotic to me. Ah, I see. Is something wrong? Oh, no. I was just thinking that if you wrapped a stone-baked sweet potato in English paper, it might look like some sort of fancy cake. Ah, Sutatsu-san, you do love your cakes. Okay, but can we E-ban the level 1 Subaru for real? I honestly didn't look at a lot of the reveals. Why do you want to E-ban the Subaru? Explain yourself, my friend. I also, by the way, I also have Simple Gear that I need to, like, go ahead and mess with. And then I have Bang Dream Raz Morphonica. And out of the Bang Dream Raz Morphonica case, I was also able to trade for a playset for a foil playset plus a playset plus cash for a foil playset of Poppypluh Roselia. I thought we made the Azusa for level 1 plus to prevent modern Azusa from finding Azusa. Also, she's coming to play. I'm not seeing a problem. If it's just level 1, hold on, let me see the effect. 5K, 105K. Gen 2 auto experience. Discard 1 from your hand when this card is put to the stage from hand. If you have a blue card in your level, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at up to the top 4 cards of your deck. Reveal up to 1 level 1 or higher card amongst them. Add it to your hand and put the remaining cards to a rating room. Climax is treated as level 0. Here's the card in question. Oh, higher card. Huh. I mean, it's still level 1 and it's got experience and color restriction. So like it needs blue and level as the experience. Sorry. But yeah. Richard, how are you? I want it back after a trial. You hear me? I want it back. No. Good grief. Rest assured I shall do my very best not to forget. We will forget on purpose. I'm not seeing it as the biggest problem, but it is great. It is a good card. Grabbing level 1, I feel like it's good. It's more fair than Azusa. Azusa was unfair, sir. No, it's the same shit. There's nothing more. That said, not that it matters because Idolmaster isn't great anymore. Like, OG Idolmaster, like, Million Live is like the better deck to play now. Although, I guess they can use Azusa as well, so... Nothing to report. That's correct, so I had my eyes wide open the entire time. Never looked away for a second. No one approached the scene. Nothing, and nothing was removed from it. Actually, Million Life proper cannot use Azusa. Oh no, you're right. They can only mix amongst themselves. They only be used amongst themselves, and then any of the older characters that are also in Million Life can be used with the old set. That's what it was. Right. I remember now. We actually just talked about this a couple of days ago. And then, like, I forgot about it, and it dawned on me just now. I can swear to that on the Yard's Honor, suck. Dude, I bought so much Weiss between 2020 and 2021, like, cases of things, right? Or play sets for things I didn't want to buy cases for. And then, like, fucking now, after that reveal stream, I'm so glad I don't have to buy too much. I'm splitting Bang Dream 5th Annie, and then I'm probably buying a case of Tokyo Revengers myself. Because the person I wanted to split with decided he wanted to buy a case, so that way we can double up on getting SPs we want. You watching a movie at the moment? What movie? But we do have Azusa clones on the restrictions list. Yeah, we do. I see next to nothing I want. Exactly! And then see, you know the greatest part? part of me is like, what if I just don't want to buy Tokyo Revengers? Then I don't worry about it at all, and I just buy SPs. Easy. Or I buy a playset if I really wanted to play it. I still want Marvel, but I'm trying to debate if I want to spend that money, considering that Ruby and HoloLive EN comes out in December. Rebirth for You gets my money instead. Rebirth for You will not get my money until New Japan Pro Wrestling comes out, and even then I'm probably just buying a box or two and then buying SPs. Really, that seems a little strange. Beg your pardon, sir. Strange, sir. Seems all together regular to me. Which SPs are you getting? For which one? For Tokyo Revenger or for New Japan? Oh, New Japan Pro. So it depends on who they release as SPs. First of all, obviously they're gonna release, more than likely they're gonna release Okada. Okada, I'm gonna want. I'm gonna want probably all the Bullet Club, especially Jay White. If they decide to release, like, you know, old talent as well as like legacy cards, maybe, I don't know what they're gonna do. If it's all present talent, then I'll just get as much of the Bullet Club as I can get. And then Minoru Suzuki. Who else would I want here? There's a lot. Ibushi, Naito. I'd want the Gorillas of Destiny. I'd want a lot, alright? Maybe I should just buy like one of every card or something and collect this as a set. I don't know. Including SPs and foils. I'm thinking, I'm leaning towards that, but that's gonna be expensive as well. I don't know. We'll see. John Moxley, if they put Moxley in. I know Moxley's AEW, but he's also NJPW. Sprint copy of the Lions Pride was originally in the Garrett Deep house. The question remained, how did it find its way into the hand of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were at the scene of the crime the entire time? Regular SPs on Yute for... Wait, is New Japan Pro set out already? Uh-oh. Hold on. I didn't know if it was out already? Jesus. Or are you talking just in general? Regular SPs for Yute for 5980 to 6980. SSPs at 17800 to 19800. Oh, I didn't realize it already came out. All right, well, I guess I need to go make a Yute order sometime. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see what the damage is gonna be. We're supposed to be playing a game and set, we're looking up card prices. Alright, where is Shin Nihon Pro? Okay, there it is. Wait, what's the PP card? Is that what SSP is? Or is SP plus SSPs? Because I see PP, SP plus, and SP. What the hell? They put Honma as an SP? Oh my god. Yo, they put Will Ospreay. Totally gotta get Will Ospreay. Wait, why is Okan 19,800 yen? Oh my god. I should just buy the shit all in Japan. Oh my god, why is Ibushi $200? Damn it! Partner cards, okay. I like how Suzuki is just a regular SP and he's only $70. I like that. Wait, why the fuck is Jay White not an SSP? You assholes! Oh wait, yes he is. There it is. Oh wait. Is that the fuck? Is that just a fucking hand sign version? Versus a non-hand sign version? Yes, it is a hand. Oh shit! No! Do I get the hand signs? Oh my god, the hand signs are expensive. Oh god. Oh god, why? Because the cards I want, a lot of them are SP, like Ibushi, Will Ospreay, Minoru Suzuki, Jay White, Naito, Okada. They also come triple R, lol. Damn, I gotta decide if I buy the just buy the SPs or I buy hand signs. I might just settle for just the SPs because it's cheaper. Although some of them might get the hand signs, like I think Ibushi I would get a hand sign. Okada I would too, and Will Ospreay I would too. Hey, do you know if anyone's selling boxes for NJPW stuff? I would like to buy a box or two still. Two triple R plus guaranteed per box. Booster box of 10 packs. Ooh, and how much is a booster box? Well, you know how to message me if you find somebody. I'll look around too. I should have my friends check with a distributor. Oh wait, I'm stupid. Why don't I just check Ami? Oh my god, New Japan Pro, you are gonna ruin my life. I hope it's not. By the way, speaking of Ami, my Shinon figure finally fucking got in, like, last month. Literally a day before Play Live Nation's waifu tournament, which I went to and then won with Shinon waifu. New Japan Pro. You know what's stupid is when I looked for Shin Nihon Pro's Rebirth for You, but damn it, order closed. I'll have to see if they restock every now and again. Damn, wonder if I can buy a case one of these days. If I can, I totally fucking will. Yeah, you know what? I'm time to message a friend. God, in before my friend tells me our distributor has it, and then tells me price for case, and then I go, uh-oh. Aha, could be a different copy style, was just one of those burnt, no. I'm glad you told me, but I'm also sad I had to find out while on the stream. Did you buy any cards for New Japan? Nah, I bought Higurashi less than a month ago. Oh, you know what I still need to do is watch Higurashi. See, like the most recent season. Like that was either done airing or airing now. I think the season is so soon now. I forget. My friends will get mad at me that I haven't started watching it. She's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Well, so it's still airing. Okay, I need to be catching up. There was a point where I wasn't watching too much anime, and I've been playing catch up. Like I stopped watching, for example, I stopped watching Maid Dragon season 2 after like episode 2, and I've been playing catch up now. I've been busy. Fuck. What am I supposed to present? No, I can't present anything. I need to. Yeah, she's. No, nothing changed. Do you play Rebirth for you? I'm probably not gonna play. I'm only gonna collect stuff. I've been playing since around release. I exclusively play Weiss now only, but there's times where I want to get back into Vanguard, and then I ask, and none of the things I would want to play are decent at all, and they're all crap, and I'm like. Yeah, Rebirth has been pretty fun. From my own group, I've heard mixed things about it. Some people say it's fun. Some people are like, it's kind of fucking wacky, and I'm like, eh. Nice change of pace. At the same time, I feel like I have so much of a game backlog, and I'm so busy with work already that and I have so much Weiss sets. I might as well just stick to Weiss. But then I definitely, seeing another Chaos Breaker like card on the stream, and it looks like Raging Form reversed, I'm just like, oh. It's one of those games where deck building matters more than all else. I see. You know what's funny is like I treat Weiss where like deck building is important too. Yeah, reverse versions of those things weren't reversed in the original is very right. And you know how much I loved Raging Form and Chaos Breaker back in the day. So the fact that we get something that looks similar, that's like a Chaos Breaker or a Chaos Breaker like card, but then it's fucking Raging Form, I'm like, oh. I also almost came back for Shadow Paladin at one point. Ironically, not for Royals, for Shadows. Apparently, there's speculation for Omega Glendios because LOL more reverse. LOL. Yo, I did enjoy playing Omega Glendios for a while, and then like I sold it. But like the one thing I still keep, I think I still have that Chaos Breaker I got signed by the artist from like a regional way back, like so many years ago. In my binder. That's like the one Vanguard card that stays in my binder, I think. Yeah, it's Daisuke Itsuka. I still have it. I specifically picked, like, I had already long since. Oh no, I had my playset of SP Chaos Breakers. But then, like, I bought a triple R Chaos Breaker just to get signed. Like, I bought a separate one at top dollar. I was just like, nah, I'm gonna do it. I had to, you were starting to table run. Sounds like our life. What would happen if I just present the bouquet right here? I'm curious. I got my ass handed to me by duels, so... Oh, fucking... You know what's funny is that tournament I was also playing Chaos Breaker. I legitimately asked about playing about Chaos Breaker today, and like I was told, nah, Chaos Breaker's bad. I'm like, oh, sad, sad life. What the fuck? V Premium and Premium are some wonky formats, not gonna lie. Yeah. And then like in Standard, it's not like there's nothing I want to play is at least decent, you know? Like I'm not expecting top tier, but I'm expecting at least something decent. So it's like, eh. So it's like I find it really hard getting back into Vanguard now after having been so into it before and then now being so far away from it. It's a very far cry of change from when you met me. It's crazy. But like, I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss Vanguard sometimes. I do. There was a lot of memories there. It was fun. All those times, it was great. For as much as I didn't enjoy the game towards the later portion of my time playing, like, because of other things, it's just like, I definitely do miss the game, having been away from it for so long now. Like, I came back during Stride era, and then I left again, and that was it. And it wasn't like I wasn't having fun with my decks. I was playing Shadows, Gears, and Link Jokers, which were all things I enjoyed. Admittedly, I played Shadows the most during that timing. But I feel like if I decide to ever go back, it's gonna have to be something that really, really catches my attention. And like, knowing me, I may max rarity if I feel like it's worth it. Although I wouldn't say I don't own a Vanguard deck. I do own one. It's just not much of one. I own this thing, and it's technically a Vanguard deck. I just don't know how playable it is. You know, of course I will own this. I did like Majesty. It sits there almost like a trophy thing instead. It's on my bookshelf all the time. Alright, God, I'm supposed to proc something, right? Alright, I'm just like way too lazy for this. I'm just look. I'm clearly fucking something up here. Ah, it was the slight adjustment for this. Okay. I was definitely overthinking it there. Jesus. You claim Constable Beat there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene, but that cannot be. This is the first time I got stuck on this game. Anyway, I should grab a bite, so I'll catch you around another time with a Lurkerino, though. Hey, thank you. Hey, you enjoy dinner, though. I'm just snacking until I'm done with stream, and then I'm gonna actually eat dinner. What do you mean to say in your testimony just now, Mrs. Beat? You explained to a court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime with the policeman assigned to that beat, the bouquet you had dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby. Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road where the victim was attacked. Uh-huh. No, two-way. Seeing the size of the meager bouquet, if a single sour blossom can be so described. No doubt it was blown in the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belongs. Meager. But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat not testify to the fact? No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beat swore to Scotland Yard's honor. Swore that on Scotland Yard's honor. But the bouquet belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why Rolly didn't mention it, I'm sure. No, because sadly, it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in the case is mysteriously the wrong way round. What are you talking about? Think about it. Besides Mrs. Beat's bouquet, there's Mrs. Garrity's book. Mr. Garrity's book, sorry. Mr. Garrity's copy of The Lion's Pride, which was thrown out the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here on the west side of the street. Yet, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hand. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene on the east side of the street. I will stream tomorrow, by the way, everybody. Just not sure when. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garrity's house. There's no logical explanation for those things. Unless somebody deliberately moved them. Or moved the body. What are you trying to say? The way you're talking, it sounds like you think my Rolly's done something wrong. Yeah. Hey, you shut the fuck up, maid. Or should I say Mrs. Garrity? Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says? Wittering on about books and bouquets. Why would we care? It's nitpicking, that's what it is. Oh, good. Mrs. Garrity's come around. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garrity, but deliberately meddling with the scene of crime is a criminal offense. It's called, tampering, Mrs. Naruto. The person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it for a very subtle but compelling reason. Tampering? You've barely heard the term before. Tell us, my learned friend, who would possibly have had cause to carry out such an elaborate deception? Yes, there is someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All the evidence, all the testimony points to that one particular person. Counsel, I demand that you substantiate the conjecture. Can't be this man, right? So her? No. There's only one person who could have done this. You said, we're thinking of Rolly first then. Okay. I was thinking Joanne first, but I guess it's Rolly first. Obviously, there's only one person that could have done it. I also need to load my trophies. Obviously, there's only one person who could have done it. Constable Rolly Beat. It was you! What? A policeman? A member of Scotland Yard? What nonsense. Why would my Rolly do something like that? There's no one straighter than my husband. No Bobby works more tirelessly for the people of London. Mrs. B, you said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch an officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone had to tamper with it. You're making it all up. It's all nonsense. It's all lies. What about the Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it. If that was true, Constable Beat would have seen him do it. Oh. And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. B, it was after the defendant had fled the scene. Alright, well... First you make accusations about a landlord and his wife, now you incriminate a policeman as well? Hell yes, son! But your accusations lack one very important thing. You claim the crime scene was tampered with, but there's only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something. That's right. He's right. My husband and I just happened to be there. That's all. Why would we have to hide anything else? It doesn't make sense. You offered no motive for this alleged tampering. Until you do. Your accusations are nothing but empty threats. Constable Beat had a very good reasoning for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime. That's the key to the entire affair. Mr. Naruhodo, have you managed to solve this mystery? Consul, you have made a very serious accusation against a London police officer. If you are mistaken, I'm sure I need not point out that your reputation as a lawyer will be irrecoverably damaged. With that stark warning in mind, you will now explain to the court the motive for his alleged tampering. Yes, my lord. Constable Beat's motive for tampering with the crime scene was to hide where the victim fell. Where the book fell. Where the book fell to the ground. That's what he had to cover up at all costs. And why exactly? Oh, well, of course the reason is, you have something to hide, my learned friend? It seems you're unwilling to share the reason with the court. Or could it be perhaps that no reason exists? Ah. There's the victim. Where the victim fell to the ground. That's what the Bobby had to cover up at all costs. What? Where the victim fell? You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start, didn't we? On the pavement of Briar Road. We saw it happen, remember? It was right here, as if anyone didn't already know. That's certainly what everybody has been led to believe. But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all. What? What? I'm beginning to wonder where this tumultuous trial will end, Counsel. When or where? Oh, where? Okay. If that's your assertion, my learned... If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know, my Nipponiese friend. Where are you proposing that crime actually took place that evening? But that's on the opposite side of the road. I don't understand. On the evening in question, Mr. Garrity's book fell directly from the open window above, and your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself. Good gracious! Yachty. It's like, nah. Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard. But these witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place. Yes, on that side of the road. And then it got moved while she was gone for 15 minutes. That's right, I saw with my own eyes. It's 5 o'clock in the evening and already dark. There was typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid, I was actually on the west side of Briar Road. No, that's not true. It can't have been. Constable Beat then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. During the 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. He moved all the things shown in this print and the victim herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road. Extraordinary. But the constable overlooked one thing. What did he overlook? The bouquet, I presume. Exactly. The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Van Zeek said it wasn't noticed until the morning as it laid where the street lamps cast no light. Yes, it couldn't be seen in the dark, obviously. Which is why it was the only bouquet that was found in its original position on the pavement on the west side of the Briar Road. And that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond? Constable Rowley Beat? Well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't slept properly in a month. Did I miss anything important? Oh, Rowley. It isn't true, is it? What that lawyer said is all lies, isn't it? I know it is, because you're the most upstanding, righteous man I know. I had a dream. A terrible dream. All the things I did that night. Everything come out. Everything exposed. Only, it seems, it wasn't a dream at all. Good. Good golly! Ordar. What on earth is the meaning of all this? Oh, Rowley, why? Why would you do something like this? Why is she still, like, in love with him like silly? Moving a corpse is a criminal offense, isn't it? Wishing the victim dead should be one, too. Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respected member of Scotland Yard, your duty is to protect the good people of London town. I can't say, sir. What? I really am ever so sorry about all this. For damaging the Yard's reputation, for everything. I have a possible explanation for why on that particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason. What? How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner, presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman. Because he's protecting the people. He's doing his duty, is what he felt. And yet Lord Van Zeek, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the startling truth of the matter thus far. I believe it would be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory. Counsel for the defense, if you please. Yes, my lord. Now then, I think you better show us some evidence. At once, my lord. England, Japan, it makes no difference where you come from, human emotions are the same. I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions. What gives away the motive for Constable Beat's unthinkable actions? Oops. Present the book, maybe? Is that what it is? It's either that, because we can't present the... I realize I am a foreigner in this land. I have only just arrived from Japan, which is why all the information about London's so-called Bobbies is completely new to me. I've learned that, though, honorable patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example. Keeping the peace, looking after citizens on his beat in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that the young Bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly. But for Constable Beat, the day in question was special. Special? How? On account of this bouquet, my lord. Oh yeah, it was our very first wedding anniversary. Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife, and was looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal. When he and Mrs. Beat stumbled upon a crime along Briar Road. When he saw the shadowy figure through the fog collapse on the pavement ahead of them, what must have gone through the man's mind? Just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beat puts up with a lot being married to a Bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to lend to me earlier. Inside, among the rules for patrolling policemen, it says, when a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Aha! Constable Beat. Is that or is that not the reason you moved the whole scene of the crime that day? Yes. Everything you said, it's alright. So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat. Oh. Exactly. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat. Good gracious! Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you have done? It was the first time since I became a copper that I ever cursed God. Stay close to me, Pat. The criminal could still be lurking somewhere. As we ran over the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. I forgot to report this situation to the station as quickly as possible. But then it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with the initial investigation and help detectives. Why here? Why did this have to happen here? And why tonight of all nights? Why? It's a copper's job to guard the scene of the crime, so I told Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty there. It was then when I opened my mouth to speak, it just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my own mouth. This is the next beat to mine, Pat. So you have to go to the police box that covers it. Turn right along Meerschaum Street and then... Damn, even he looks sad. And this guy looks disappointed, obviously. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, Constable. I just wanted just that one night to take my Patricia out for dinner. Oh, Rolly. Just that one night. You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined, so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside of your jurisdiction, just across the street to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under the neighboring beat's care. You see, I thought... Well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see. I beg your pardon? Oh, of course you did. Otherwise, my Raleigh would never have left the poor woman on a freezing cold pavement. Ah, I see your meaning now. But God got me back for my sins, didn't he? That's why I missed the rose I bought for Pat. Oh no, Raleigh, that was all my fault. I should have never dropped it in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Raleigh. What do you mean you should never? What the fuck? And can you tell us, Constable? How many books did you move from one side of the road to the other in total? 4 it was. Yes, definitely 4. 3 of them dropped by Miss Natsume, and the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the Garrett Deep household, of course. What made you place that book in the victim's hand? When all the others were scattered haphazardly around, I mean... Oh, well, Sub, that's because that's how I found it. How you found it? What do you mean? When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So, when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. You're sure it was this book, the Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding? Oh, yes, sir. No doubt about it, sir. Interesting. 4th book's information has been updated in the court record. Hold up, I'm gonna be right back. I'm using the restroom. Back, everybody. Alright. Thought it was an open or shut case at the time, you see. There were only 2 people at the scene. Pat and me both saw it happen. However, which way you looked at it, it had to be the fellow who ran off who'd done it, I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it all over the road would make a jot of a difference. I suppose this is it for me now. I've had it. My lord. Yes, Lord Van Zieks. I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses. Constable, you may withdraw. Yes, sir. Mr. Prosecutor, sir, what will become of my role? What will happen to him? For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course. Please, don't punish my husband. This was all my fault. It's because I'm always moaning at him for coming home late. Leave it now, Pat. Let's go home. I'm tired. Alright then, my love. One last thing, Constable. Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you. Yes, sir. Carve that lesson in your mind. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of a crime. Huh? Never again, sir. You mean to say... You mean to say... Leave now. This trial is not yet over. Sir! He got given a second chance! What a lucky sumbitch! Well, quite a startling revelation, I must say. Who would thought of a third party transplanting the entire scene of a crime like that? Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is the only person who could have possibly committed this crime. No, I disagree. Now that we know the true scene of the crime, there is someone else. Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back. Forgive me for being so presumptuous, but I believe the prosecution is probably well aware of this possibility already. Lord Van Zieks, is this true? Very well. Name the person, if you will, and if further investigation is warranted, the prosecution has no objections to the trial continuing. Now we can name her. Defense will once again like to request a cross-examination of a new witness, my lord. Once again, my assistant made the same request earlier. In order to finally reveal the truth about this case, it's imperative we cross-examine juror number 4, Miss Joanne Garridib. Me? Oh dearie me! That request has already been denied. But the situation is very different now. Ms. Garridib, answer me this. What do you want now, you little toad? At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Garridib. In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited, and to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looks out over Briar Road. Well, what of it? You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered in the back, with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane of the open top-hinged casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the incident. Yes, and as I said, what of it? During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just books, but everything you could lay your hands on. So, let me ask you one more time, Mrs. Garridib. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back. Have you really never laid eyes on it before? Ah! I don't recall it. Seriously? Am I supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband? Anyway, the man over there and all that regalia said members of the jury needn't testify, didn't he? Conveniently, yes. No, I have no recollection of saying that at all, juror number 4. Oh. Make no mistake, you jurors are not special in any way. You are not immune to judicial process. If you know something about this knife, madam, let the truth come out. But that's just a common or garden knife. Could have come from anywhere. We have several like that at home. If one went missing, how would you expect me to know? What's that? Are you joking? What are you saying, please, Mrs. Garridib? Now you listen to me. I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I'd injured someone. Do you hear me? I couldn't bear it. Oh, the poor woman. So yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. You're going to have to prove to me that I threw that knife, if that's what you think. Come on now. Chop chop, do your worst. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, if I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already. Then take the stand, juror. Oh. The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine this woman. Thank you, Lord Van Zieks. I'm going to testify. Juror number 4. As I'm sure you will appreciate having observed it with your own eyes today. Witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths being unearthed. Truths of which the witness themselves may not even have been aware. Oh dearie me. So I demand your full and unadulterated testimony, Mrs. Garrity. And mark my words, in this court of law today, we shall extract the truth. Do you concur, consuls? Certainly, my lord. Oh, yes, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord. Suddenly sided with us. This is such a strange feeling. For the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real. Justice. I'm here in the Old Bailey, and I'm the lawyer. Oh, the fact that you feel like a lawyer. Witness, state your name and occupation. My name's Joanne Garrity. And I'm a juror and such like. Sounds like she doesn't even know if she's housewife or a maid or what anymore. The court has decided your testimony is required in order to clarify matters in this case. Do you understand, madame? Yes, my lord. You will tell the court everything that took place in your household that evening. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth. Oh dearie me. Chin up, Joni. Nothing to worry about now. Oh, I didn't know you were here, John. Wasn't only you in the room that day, old thing, was it? Rather think I ought to testify as well, don't you? But what about your knee, dear? Don't you worry about that. Hardly notice it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comrade to face disciplinary action alone. Oh, John. I presume you are Mr. John Garrity? Yes, sir. Former 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th Northumberland Fusiliers, sir. Seen my fair share of action, and now living the quiet life, as it were. A quiet life? Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question? Ah, well, yes, ahem, quite. Mostly a quiet life. I believe this may represent a first in the proud history of the British court. Calling a juror to a witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. You will recount clearly and concisely the events in your home at the time of the incident in question. Sir, at once. Jesus. And he's wearing his medal, too. Battle of Garrity. Yes, on the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Knocked the candlestick over and set fire to the carpet. Soon had it out though, and got the window open. Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him. Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I'd noticed 1 or 2 went missing, I'm afraid. If that bally thing in the victim's back really was one of ours, you'll have a job proving it, I think. Sounds as though it was quite the battlefield in your household that evening. Although an entirely one-sided assault scene. The enemy caught us on the hop, sir. Had no choice but to dig in and take defensive measures. To be honest, if the enemy kept shelling us for another minute, we'd have been toast. Of course, a veteran such as myself is only too aware that on every battlefield, you're just a gnat's whisker from death at any moment. Are we still talking about a marital quarrel here? I mean, that man could have died if a flaming book hit him and he got set on fire. Well, I must say, I'm dubious that this knife will shed any light on the origins. That this testimony will shed any light on the origins of this jackknife. In combat, one's focus narrows such that surroundings are barely noticed. These witnesses may not have been able to offer anything more than they have testified already. This may be a dead end. Van Zieks may well be right. Well, whatever the chances, we only have to call this last constant examination to uncover the truth, Mr. Nodhold. Yes, I'm afraid so. Very well, counsel, begin your cross-examination. Guess I'm pressing everything. Even though the room was on fire. As far as I was concerned at the time, it was more important to extinguish my anger than the flame. When a woman wants to throw, she must throw. That is most certainly not true of Susato Takedown. Mrs. Not How does she know I was thinking that? Oh, so please cast your mind back and try to remember. Was the knife among the items you threw at your husband that day? In all honesty, I don't recall. But I feel I must point out that I'm no monster. Let me see. Some bread, a cabbage, garlic, a towel, a sponge, and a napkin. Do you have something to add, sir? Mr. Garradib. Don't shoot! Ah, sorry, I beg your pardon. Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind? Nothing of significance, no. Just that the barrage of projectiles the old thing launched in my direction was somewhat more solid than she implies. Books, bricks, the fire poker, I seem to recall. Ouch. And the woman's aim is uncanny. She landed a direct hit with every volley. Ah! Good grief, woman, we're not at home now. This is a court of law. Oh, dearie me. Ever so sorry, dear. What is she even doing with a teapot hitting here? Honestly, John, I would have never thrown such things at you, obviously. Well, take a look at this then. How do you suppose this happened? Your pipe, sir? Had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out one of her soft projectiles she did, yes. And when I went to pick up the thing, it was broken in two, like I'd like to see a sponge do that sort of damage. I see, so your pipe was broken. I would never have been sent flying unless it was hit. It would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Anyway, I managed to bandage the thing up for now. Ha, you're one to exaggerate, aren't you, dear? I wonder what we should make of this. Could be important. The defense believes Mr. Garradib's remarks just now to be of great significance. This war veteran's words only tell us one thing. Betray a fiery wife and pipes as well as hearts may be broken. Sentimental wisdom perhaps, but hardly worthy of adding to the formal testimony. Indeed, common sense one might say. Might one? In that case, sir, would you at least permit us to examine the pipe, sir? Well, I don't see why not. Oh dear me, there you go again, trying to ingratiate yourself with a young lady. Very well, the court will accept the gentleman's pipe as evidence. I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruto. It looks like to be a sorry state with that bandage around it, doesn't it? But for some reason it seems slightly ominous to me. Like it's trying to shout out a warning, presumably because it's the same blue as Mr. Garradib's dressing gown. I suppose it must have considerable sentimental value to Mr. Garradib, given that he's gone to the trouble of repairing it like this. Either that or he can't afford to replace it. There's a small nick out of the bowl here, look. It appears to have been made relatively recently. And see how there's little scrapes and dents all over it? It's clearly a well-loved pipe. Yes, you're right. It seems to me that being well-loved goes hand-in-hand with getting some battle scars. This particular nick is catching my eye, though, because it's clearly new. Oh, something just tinkles inside the chamber of the pipe there. Yes, I saw it. Something stuck in there, I think. Turn it over and give it a shake. What's this? It's a tiny fragment of metal. It looks like the tip of a blade or something. The tip of a blade. Surely it couldn't be. Found what we needed. I was just feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down. Oh no, it's fine. Thanks to Susato-san, we have some new evidence to work with. We should examine it carefully. Already did. Well, thank you for that rebuttal, Mr. Garrity. Now, if we could return to the crux of the matter. What can you tell the court about the knife used to attack the victim? Present the tip here. Mrs. Garrity, could I ask you to take a good look at this, please? You can ask, but I can't see a bodily thing. You can't? You just called me Jedi Deb back in the regiment, of course, but that was some time ago now. Even when I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the fire these days, I struggle to tell if a B from a D, a P from a Q to be on, and a P from a Q to be honest. Oh, he does, dear me. It's rather wearing being asked about every other letter and every other word. You must be very dusty. What is that? A tiny scrap of metal? Yes, most certainly from the tip of a blade. And what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence. Interesting. Where did the defense come by this evidence? It was lodged in the chamber of Mr. Garrity's pipe. My pipe, you say? By Jove, I wonder how that got there. What precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel? Are you suggesting that it's in some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road? I am. What? And put together with another piece of evidence already in the court. I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of this case, my lord. We're almost at the end of the case. You appear rather confident in that extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well, then present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence, when paired with this fragment of metal, allegedly reveals the truth behind this entire case? This is a knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you will see that there's a small piece of the tip of the blade that is missing. A common issue with the inferior blades sold at unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in their victims' bones. And what of this particular knife? No doubt the tip has suffered the same fate now, languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim. Nope. No, that's not the case. The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Garrity's pipe. Ah! Arg! Good grief, Lord Van Zieks! Right? I don't believe it. The knife from the crime scene and this fragment of metal are a perfect match. Good golly gosh! Order! Is this some sort of Eastern sorcery? This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle. A miracle. So Van Zieks figured it out, has he? Counsel, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once. Yes, my lord. The crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is, when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Garrity's pipe? Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony. I had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles, she did, yes. It would have never been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Oh, dearie me. During the argument between these two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, Mrs. Garrity flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Garrity instead of striking the pipe in his hand at the time, which caused the tip to break off, of course. Good lord, yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Garrett's pipe. The chances of that are 1,000,000 to 1. And yet there's no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Then after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out of the window. Ah! In short, this knife which fell from the window of the Garrett's house is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back on the street below. Oh gosh, oh dear, oh. No! Full body theory, I'll give you that. A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his argument. Sorry? But after all, it is just a theory. The bottle, I fear, is corked. Because you see, it's spoiled by an insurmountable inconsistency. An insurmountable what? Lord Van Zieks, explain yourself. What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified? An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with the knife planted in the middle of her back. Yes, in her... Ah. That's right. You silly little man. Now, Joan, old thing, what are you getting so excited about? Let's consider the basic facts of this case once more. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. If the knife that struck her had fallen from above, there's no possible way it could have planted itself into the victim's back. Yes, it could have. She went to pick up the book. Order, order. Quite right. You see, that's exactly why if the knife had fallen on her from above, it would have struck her on the top of her head. Well, no, not exactly. He's lost for words, look. I knew it. I never liked his theory in the first place. I don't know, though. What really did happen? It would appear the defense has made a rather spectacular blunder. If the theory has even one inconsistency, it cannot stand. Your theory, my learned friend, is history. We were so close, I could see the truth. I was so sure we were on the right track, but now the theory has been blocked completely by one simple inconsistency. Or in other words, we need to eliminate that one inconsistency and the theory will stand. You simply need to, yeah. Mr. Sato, you mustn't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. You were just caught off guard, that's all. Your mind went blank. But if the path you were on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself. The key to this is in the court record, I'm sure. All the information you need is there. It seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend. Well, your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed. The inconsistency doesn't mean I was on the wrong track. It just means I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth. It's a test. Yes. If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way it could have hit her in the middle of the back. Under normal circumstances, that is. What are you implying? Counsel? There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency. Oops. That can explain how the knife fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. We already have the answer. Goodness, utter madness. Surely this must be the last time. Counsel, present the evidence of which you speak. This is the last inconsistency, the final piece in the puzzle. If I can successfully make sense of this, the truth will be bare at last. So you either present the picture of the book, right? This, the fourth book found at the scene. This is the final piece of evidence. Oh, I guess you could present the book or the picture. Either way, it means the same because it shows the book. But I present the picture thinking, you know, hey, the book is in their hand. This is the final piece of evidence that defense will present. The burnt book? Is that not Mr. Garridib's book? Yes, and to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. The photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand. But as we all know, it was the police constable that put the book between her fingers like that. Quite so. As part of his wholesale transplanting of the crime scene to the opposite side of the road. That's true, however, as part of his testimony, Constable Beat made an extremely enlightening statement on that point. But what made you place the book in the victim's hand? Oh well, so that's because that's how I found it. When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. In other words, the victim had already picked up the book of her own volition. And clearly that must have been before she suffered the knife wound. Oh, well, I should say it so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she'd have been doing much of anything. So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand? By Jingo! I think I'm beginning to see what may have happened now. Oh dearie me. You know that the book fell from the top floor of the Garridib household in Lanza Pavement at precisely the moment that the victim was walking past. Yes, that's exactly that moment. The young woman was walking along the street in the black fog, when all of a sudden a book fell right in front of her. The book I threw. Yes, Mrs. Garridib. And what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement? Well, I really can't imagine it, but I suppose she might have reached down and picked the book up. Yes, that's exactly what the woman did. In fact, she picked up the book. Oh heavens! And when the woman reached down to pick the fallen book up, what position would her back have been in? That's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Then, in the very next moment, while the woman was still bent over picking up the book, the object fell straight from above, the jackknife straight into the middle of her back. And at that same time, walking by chance directly behind Miss Green was the defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Well, I never. It appeared to Mr. Natsume that the woman simply collapsed on the floor in the dark of the fog. He didn't see a knife falling on her from above. And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker. So there was never a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place. No, this is nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated in an unfortunate accident. And that is the real truth behind this case. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Garridib, the very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wondered if perhaps it might have been something like that. There, old bean. Poor Mrs. Garridib. Of course, I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it? I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book, and I threw that knife as well. John dear, it's alright, I know. I'm ever so sorry. Truly. I'm sorry! Oh, Jesus. And she falls over. After breaking the teapot, too. too heavy for him to hold. And then his knees also gave way and he fell back. Lord Van Zieks, what news of Mrs. Garrett? She's been taken to the infirmary. It will appear that today's events has left her in an especially flustered state. However, I believe she will recover in due course. There is no cause for concern. Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could have easily have been a terrible tragedy. They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions. There is some good news, however, my lord. I have just had word from the hospital where the victim is being treated. Her condition is improving steadily and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon. Strange, we've been talking about the victim all this time, but we've never once met her. How wonderful. The woman's out of danger, it seems. Yes, that is good news. So, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Yes. On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture, and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies. No, it is me who should be begging your pardon. Oh no, Miss Natsume. That evening, when the young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again in my confusion. What conclusion, sir? I was sure that woman was dead. That the woman was dead. Yes, Constable Beat said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she had been killed too. I suppose she must have looked completely lifeless. It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog like they're haunting me. Poor Soseki-san. His imagination has really got the better of him. Yes, poor man. So when it happened, I thought the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should have never dropped my books like that and run away. I should have called for help, for a doctor, for the police. Instead, I managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires, and for that I am truly sorry. One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit had been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. We were befooled by the spirit and led to false conclusions. But thanks to Lord Van Zieks and our young lawyer here from the east, the chain has now been broken and the spirit exorcised. I heartily commend you both. Oh. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Yes, my lord. In concluding this trial, I must ask one last time for your decision regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court? As the foreman of this jury, I can assure you we've reached a fair and just conclusion. I do declare the truth can be extremely cruel at times. Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure. Sitting in for the old beam while she's out of action, you know. But I know what her decision would be. Does this mean I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work? Well, it's about time. I say I'll have a corker of a story to tell the grandchildren when I get home, won't I? Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decision. Mr. Foreman, not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. Wow, complete not guilty. I wonder if that fire is ever gonna get big enough to set this man's beard and hair on fire. Jesus, so close to him and all. Very well, Mr. Soseki Natsume, I hereby pronounce you not guilty. Ooh. And we're finally done with this case. And then we can start on case 5 soon enough, but not tonight. And finally, Mr. Natsume. Oh yes, Lord, sir. You are now a free man once more. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. And may you never again be brought before me. Jesus. Oh, yes, sir. Of course. On my life, I swear I'll never set foot in a courtroom again. I'm transported to tears. Oh, Jesus. Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned. Oh, that's a lot of effort. Defendant's antechamber. Oh, locum. Wait, you mean me? Of course. Is there another locum here? Is there even one? Compared to the original locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it? What's wrong with using my actual name? Oh, at last. I'm free, I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilant, jubilation! Heady, hearty, happiness, hurrah! Oh, I am pleased. Mr. Natsume is delighted. Would it be so hard to just say that then? Locum, you did it. You saved me from the brink. Well, what happened to a poor woman was in no way your fault after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now. No, not that. Lovely, loyal, locum, lawyer. Yes. I mean, as I said before. I've just never got used to the life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulders, I see foreigners. I see towering brick buildings from high up windows. And from high up windows, I see them looking down on me, laughing. Look at that little hunchback. Oh dear, I'm sure that's all in your head, Mr. Natsume. But today, you locum lawyer gave my gloom the boot. You stood firm behind that baronial bench before all those babbling British, and you battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth. And when I behold the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof, I bellowed, "Behold, the best barrister ever born!"
Hostile forces detected. Arming raid defenses.
Gale, thanks for the raid. You caught me at the end of this case. Well, that's very flattering, and we're very pleased for you. So I'm gonna end once we see the rest of this ending right here for case 4. This is giving me a... Oh no, hotspot follow bots. Unfortunate timing. Assume they're old. Wait, I didn't get any follows. Let me check. Must be old. Must have been over the weekend since I didn't stream. Yeah. So what's the plan here for that? Like, what? I can make them unfollow? Is that what it is? Twitch got rid of them? Yeah, I don't see them on my follows list. The most recent follow was Don't Be Jealous. How's your stream, Gale? I see you're streaming Skyward Sword HD. Also, because I didn't stream much, I extended the choose all my in-games actions community challenge by another 30 days. So there's 21 days left, and I'll extend it again if we need to. So go cash in your points on it, people. Pretty good. I'm enjoying my playthrough. I'm debating if I want to get it, but then like I have a lot, and I still gotta buy Tales of the Abyss. I mean, not Abyss, Arise. Tales of Arise, so which I will do soon enough. Hey, I'm glad you dropped by though, even if it's towards the end of my stream. But hey, you know, unfortunate or not, it's still, I appreciate the raid. Like, I am getting tired myself, and I finally got to the end of case 4 after putting some things off for a bit. This has been a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back in Japan. And an anecdote? Is that what's to become of all my hard work? Yes. Okay. There you are, my dear fellows. Where the hell have you been, Holmes? I apologize for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning. Oh, Mr. Holmes, what a pleasure to see you. You know what's funny is that one more case and I'm done with the first game, and then I have a second game to play. And then from there, it's debatable if I go back to Ghost of Tsushima or if I just start Tales of Arise. I might just start Tales of Arise if I buy it. Unless something happens and someone gives me a game they want to play or something. They want me to play, then it's like, whatever. You're just waiting for Lost Judgment. I see I'm here not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I'm glad to say. Oh? The trial shall begin presently, Mr. Naruhodo, and I wish you the very best of luck. It's just finished. What? No! Then my haste was in vain. Ugh! It's you! Sherlock Holmes! Oh, have we met, sir? Oh, man. Don't even remember this guy. What an asshole. You know, this little trio here, me, Exy, and Gale, we need to play some games together again soon. It's been a while. But then, you know, Exy and I being busy at work doesn't help. This is Mr. Natsume. Man you had arrested, Mr. Holmes. Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters have taken place in the gloom, either of your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. I simply couldn't place that curious face in the light. Charming. Oh, was watching the Sonic movie just a bit ago as well. Wait, what the fuck? Is it on HBO Max or something? This is all your fault, Sherlock Holmes. You're the reason I have to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. Phil was having a movie night and a friend had the Sonic movie. Was it worth it? So we were like, why not? My apologies, sir, but I assure you I have placed you now. It's an alright movie? Okay. You know, to go from a bad movie to alright, I think that's fine, given that it was, you know, it had very bad reviews before. Did they fix his look? Or was it still the same ugly ass Sonic they had before? You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Ah. They did? Okay, good. Had she been taken to hospital more urgently, I feel perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now. Oh. But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such an experience. I do feel very badly about how I behaved. Initial design sucked for sure, but they delayed the movie to make it better, and yeah. I mean, it definitely did get better from the sounds of it. Gale, have you been playing Opera Omnia? Well, never mind now then. What was it you wanted to say to me, sir? Nothing. Ah ha 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 ha. Priceless. Oh, I'm sorry, but really. Really, but that was quite priceless. Poor Soseki-san. Still, on the bright side, you've had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And it would have seemed you were not even found guilty. But there is no bright side. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume? Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits and now by the Reaper. Oh, Lord Van Zieks. Ah, Lord Van Zieks. I have forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're found not guilty, you're still doomed. It'll be alright, Mr. Natsume. If the Reaper appears trying to make trouble, I will protect you. Hiya! Why are you flipping? God damn it. With perfectly executed Susato takedown. Much as I like being turned on my head, a bit of warning might be nice next time, Mr. Susato. This bitch. So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about recounting your experiences with your friends back in Japan. Yes. I intend to return to my homeland soon. Oh. It has already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I've visited universities, libraries, bookshops. I've been honored with the tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here, and the city has shaped. I've come to realize that it is my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it. That's very touching, Mr. Natsume. Or, in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to withdraw halfway around the world to escape the terror of the Reaper's curse. That's not it at all! The more I learn of literature, the more the strange feeling claws at my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pen a work of my own. Oh, I see. A work of literature by Soseki-san. Could be an interesting read. Could be, or it could be weird. What about Mr. Sato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo? Naruhodo, Naruhodo. Sorry, what about us? Will you return to Japan alongside your mustache compatriot? Why would we? A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London. Wait, the raid didn't pop up on the event thing. I need to check my event thing later to see if it also does raids or it doesn't anymore. And only now does it feel as though we have finally found our feet. And you are accommodated in a hotel at present, are you not? That's right, but we need to find lodgings before it bankrupts us. I calculate we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted. Well then, you can take my lodgings. Oh, the windowless room? But what it lacks in windows in it more than makes up for with a floor and ceiling and walls! And walls. Of course, I'd be happy to leave behind the cursed evil spirit. Oh my, an evil spirit? Oh yes, it tries to suffocate you while you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call. No, how about we just stay with Sherlock Holmes? Well, we'll think about it if that's all right. Perhaps I could offer a more welcome alternative. Would you consider taking lodgings with me? Really? Well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself, though it is up in the attic, I might add. Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft? I spoke with the landlady this morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of? Oh, this is simply wonderful. What an honor to be invited to take lodgings in the great detective's office's attic. I'm too overcome for words, so suggesting we look elsewhere is out then. Then it's settled. Iris will prepare a welcome dinner this evening. And you must come too, Mr. Natsume. I insist. I don't know what to say. But thank you and yes. Wonderful! Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long. Somebody's happy. Thomas, who should I raid? After this. Locum. I knew you wouldn't let me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London. Likewise, Mr. Natsume. It's been a privilege meeting you, too. It's a shame that we're going to have to say goodbye to so soon. There's Jade streaming at the moment. Oh, guess we could raid Jade. Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan. But Locum, we'll meet again one day. Manny inside, too. What are they each streaming? Yes, I'm sure. Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful lawyer. Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful... Did he say writer? Author. Well, my dear fellow, our carriage appears to have arrived. Shall we go, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, Mr. Holmes. I have little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening. And so, with Soseki-san's innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Holmes to what was to become our new home. 221B Baker Street. Jade with Horizon Zero Dawn, Manny with 14, inside with something called Stellaris. I'm curious about Jade playing Horizon Zero Dawn, so we'll raid Jade after this, though. 20th February, 4:41 p.m. The attic room. So this is... You know, for an attic, this is pretty spacious. And it has a window and a door. Going outside, too. This should be our new office, yes. Our office? I rather like the sound of that. Me too, it's simply wonderful, isn't it? Was that the door leading to the attic to go outside? I don't know. I thought I saw stairs right there to the right. I hope you can see this, Cosmo. It's only a small step, but I'd like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now. So, my dear fellows, do you like the place? Yeah, there is stairs coming up to the attic, and then there's a door going outside. So there's a balcony for this place. It's 2 sets of windows too. Jesus. Ah, Mr. Holmes. Yeah, yes, thank you so much. It's a delightful room, Mr. Holmes. I simply adore it. Good, I'm pleased to hear. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you. I hope everyone's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We'll eat as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We have a lot to celebrate. I feel like something's about to happen to Mr. Natsume. Iris, you must let me help you. Alright then, Susie. You can be charged with a salad. Splendid! So, Mr. Naruhodo, how does it feel to have your own office in the capital? It's very exciting, actually. I can't help wondering what adventures await us. Those were precisely my sentiments when I first established my office at these premises. Until I discovered the dark truth about the city of London, that is. Sorry? London is a glorious place, full of wonder, opportunity, and prosperity and mirth. But the brightest of lights casts the darkest of shadows. Shadows? What do you mean? Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade already. So once again, Mrs. Naruhodo. Welcome to London. Wow. Of course, at the time, I had no idea of the significance of those words Mr. Holmes so casually spoke. But it wasn't long before my turn came to lift the facade and see the truth behind the true depth of the murk that lay behind it. Wow. Alright, so we're gonna raid Jade. She's playing Horizon Zero Dawn apparently. Use the raid or sub-raid messages. Let me switch screens real quick. I will see you guys all tomorrow. I'm not sure what time I'm starting because then my friends might want to call me out to play some mahjong in the morning with them, and that'll take a while. But then, like, I don't plan on staying the entire time. I'll play some games and then come back and, you know, do some streaming. Assuming I decide not to just stay home and stream, at which point I can stream as long as I want, whenever I want. So I'll see how long I decide to stream tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. I do still have work Monday morning, so we'll see. But anyways, thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you for the raids, people. Thank you for the lurkers. And once again, have a good night. Goodbye. Bang. See, I changed it a little bit on y'all.